Hi guys, Bree here at By Mummy Homestead. We're having typical Melbourne weather today. The sun's out and then it starts bucketing down with rain, so we're in the house today. My husband Matt and I are spending today, have been spending the last couple of days actually, doing up the new chook shed, what will be the new chook shed, which was the kids' cubby house. So we've cleared that all out. I'll take you out there very shortly to have a look at it. So in that new chook shed, it's going to be completely secure. So I want to be able to lock them in there overnight and then not have to worry about them. So they need water and food in there. They need access to it. So I'm building a new waterer. I've built one the same for my quails and it's perfect. So I'm going to do exactly the same for the chickens. So what do I need? We need a bucket. You can use a bigger one, but I like these smaller ones because they're not as heavy and I'm going to hang it. So I don't mind if I have to fill it up a little bit more often. You can buy these at Hardwares, but here's a hot tip for you. If you go down to your local takeaway place, they usually sell them to you for a couple of bucks each, or they might even give them to you. I got 10 of them for $2 each from a takeaway shop, and they're food grade and they come with lids, and just make sure that they've only been used for food. I think these had some kind of sauce in them. Don't get ones that we use for chemicals. So a bucket, piece of poly pipe. I think I've got 25mm, this one, but you can use the 20mm or even one a bit bigger. I've got an end cap. I've got for the other end, it's a end that will fit on here, and then the other end has a threaded part in there. And to screw into that, I have a sprinkler adapter. These are only a couple of bucks. I have 2 hose ends, about a metre long piece of hose. This is just off an old hose we had laying around that had a few holes in it. I made sure there was no holes in this piece. The length of your piece of hose will depend on where you want to put your drinker, as opposed to where you put your bucket. I have a tap. I found it actually cheaper to buy this set, which has a tap and a hose attachment in it. Has a heap of different hose attachments in it. So I found it cheaper to buy the set than to buy them separately. So I also have some thread seal tape, like plumber's tape, and some chicken nipple drinkers. You can use these or you can use the cups, whichever you prefer. I'm going to give these guys a go because my chooks are princesses and don't seem to like these, so we're going to give the nipple drinkers a go. These are horizontal drinkers. You can get the vertical ones. I've got some of them somewhere too. Here's the vertical ones. I found these ones are okay, but they do tend to leak a little bit more than the horizontal ones. So we're going to try these. These, I found they do leak a little bit for the first couple of days to a week, and then they start to settle in. So if they're sort of dripping a little bit to begin with, give it a week and see how they go. If they're still doing it, then maybe replace it, but they do take a little bit to settle down. The same with all of these types of drinkers. They take a little bit to sort of find their groove. I've also got a 1132 drill bit and a 25mm hole drill bit. So the first thing we need to do is put a hole in this bucket for the tap. Using this thread sealer works really well. This one just gets screwed in inside. On, done, easy as. Right, I want to put the hose end on there so I don't forget it. Might need to seal that with tape at some point. Right, now we want to drill our holes in our piece of poly pipe. First few times I did this was a complete disaster. Every time I got the hole almost done, the pipe shattered. And I ended up getting so frustrated, so angry, and so finally I sucked up my pride and asked my husband to help, and then he was getting the same result. But eventually he figured out if you drill on reverse, put your drill in reverse and push it through, it doesn't catch on the drill bit because it's such a large drill bit, it was catching and then just shattering the pipe. If you drill in reverse, it doesn't do that. Well, not as bad. So let's hope I can do it now on camera since I did another one earlier. Just need to clean up the piece that came out. Clean up the edges a bit. There we go, perfect. So I'm going to do the other 3 of those. Just make sure you tighten up your bit every time because it's on reverse, it tends to unscrew a little bit. So we've got our 4 holes. And we've got our 4 chicken nipples. And I am going to use the thread sealer on these 2. Now these don't need to be screwed all the way in. Just go in enough. See, there's a little gap there. They don't have to be flush. Just enough so that you've got a decent seal. all my nipples are in. Yeah, my holes weren't exactly straight, so they're a bit wonky, but so you push your end piece on. Actually, I want it that way. And with these, you just don't need to glue them. Just make sure you push them on really hard, because it's going to be a low pressure system, not a high pressure system. They won't need to be glued. We're just talking about gravity pressure, so it's not necessary to glue them, but just make sure they're pushed on really tight. What I have found with this piece is it really needs the thread sealer tape, otherwise it leaks everywhere. Screw that down nice and tight. Okay. We want to attach our hose pieces. Right, so we have one end connected here. Hopefully. One end connected here. Now we need to check if it's watertight. Okay, so we'll turn the tap on. Make sure this is low. All the air's coming out. Yep. Right. So there's water coming out of these drinkers, but nowhere else. We're all good. Amazingly. First go. No leaks. Nothing wrong. Perfect. Now we need to go and put it in the chicken coop. Let's go. Okay, so up here I've just put two brackets. So these are like hooks for hanging baskets. So I've just got two of them instead of one, just in case the weight's too much. And the hose is running down, and we're just going to attach that to the wall down here. Just using some of these brackets. Apparently they're called saddles, so they tell me. So let's do that, and then I'll talk about why I chose to use this system. So a simpler way of doing this type of setup would be to just drill holes straight in the bucket and attach the nipples straight in there, and then set the bucket up onto some bricks. So why did I choose to do it this way instead of that way? I know there's a lot more connection, so a lot more risk of leaking. However, I really wanted to get the bucket up off the floor and leave a little bit more floor space. It's a relatively small coop in here, and I just wanted to make sure we had as much room as possible. So let me take you on a little bit of a tour of our new coop. So first of all, my husband managed to get some of these delightful 80s style lino tiles off the Buy Swap and Sell.
Did you get oils? What's that? I like asking all the questions for
we wanted something in here that would make it easy to clean out because it was just chipboard and we were afraid it might rot a bit. So we got some of these for free and just taped them, glued them down, and we put in these perches. So I'm about to come and spread hay everywhere in here. So the food is going to go over the back there, and we've got some little nesting boxes in there. So these are just temporary till we decide what we're going to do. They're just cheap baskets off the out of our cheap shop. And we've got our water over here, and on the windows I've attached, well, you can see a bit better on this one maybe, just some Avery wire to the inside so that from the outside I can still open the perspex during the summer to let a bit of airflow in, but they'll still be predator proof, and not even mice will be able to get through that. So this should be able to be completely sealed, and we're hoping that they can use it tonight. It still needs to be moved into its final position, but we should be able to use it from now on. So that's the new coop. It is going to be very nice. I've got a few cosmetic things still to do to it, but I'm happy with how it's come up right now. Thanks for watching today. I hope this video was useful to you. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, and check out my Instagram. It's made by Mummy, and come back and check out the rest of my videos. Thanks for watching.